What up, YouTube? I am your host, mediocre tutorials and reviews, back in here with yet one more video, joined today by a very special guest, Matt and Ryan. What up,
everybody? What up? What up?
How y'all doing today, man?
Hey, doing good.
Both of y'all. Listen,
right?
I'm glad to see y'all. They're brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
Hey, da-da-da-da. Right? And they are red pill aficionados. Okay. Generally, when I have folks up on the channel, my male friends, they have not even heard of the word red pill, right? But we got a little bit more advancedness for red pill isms. Anyway. So I have a video request, Christopher Zapata. I told you I was gonna get to your video, my G. I told you I was gonna get there. Many men have unrealistic expectations from the YouTuber Rom Wills. Anything to say before we get started, gents?
I've actually never heard of him, so I'm kind of interested in what he has to say.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I get his, I feel like comments on my channels ebb and flow between who people get recommended. And recently, I feel like his, I've been getting a lot more comments on my videos to review his, right? So let's see his content. Many men have unrealistic expectations. That's interesting. It makes me think of like incels. Yeah, when I first look at that title. But without further ado, let's get right in it.
Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Many men have unrealistic expectations. You know what? This video was inspired by two things. One, shout out Alan Roger Curry, his most recent video, something he said in it about dudes who are 4s wanting women who are 8s, right? And then, one of the things I do, I'm very quiet about it because I don't always leave comments, but I'll check out not only other coaches, but I check out like the other side. I'll check out like a TFL site or, an incel or, any of these dudes out here who, they are saying, you ain't getting women, game is fake, confidence is fake and all of that stuff, right? And one of the things I peeped about these guys, right, which I didn't really understand at first. When I first got into all of this, and this is years ago, I thought men just they were realistic about their standards, right? Because I've seen plenty of players, they getting women, but they realistic. They know if they are 6, they weren't chasing no 9, they were chasing a 5 or a 6, right? But what I found with a lot of these guys is the issue they have is not that they're not getting women, but not that they're not getting hot women. The top of the line, extremely beautiful women. In fact, that's a big issue that people have with PUA and stuff. Because they feel like these guys should be teaching them how to get hot women and stuff. And I'm like, well, first of all, it's not that many hot women out there. It's unrealistic. And then it's unrealistic for some of these particular guys to want it. Now, some of these guys, they'll go through it or whatever, and they'll feel like, well, I got to look like a model or all that to get a woman, right? And I'm going to get into that model thing in a bit. But to even get upset or angry, you're not getting these women, first of all, get out of that entitlement thing. It's like you can get those women, but they're not going to just come to you just on your personality. Right? But you got to be willing to do the work. You got to be able to do the work. And let me break down why you're going to do some work to get them. Understand something. A lot of these guys see these beautiful women out here. They see these hot-ass women and shit. I don't know why they think these women just popped out of bed looking like the way they do. These women be in the gym. In fact, if you live in Harford County, go to the Planet Fitness in Forest Hills, Maryland. And you'll see, trust me, you hang out there long enough, I say in a month, you'll probably see about 20 dimes. Right? Young girls kill a body and everything, but they be working out. Right? And see, here's the really unrealistic thing many men be doing. They want those women, but they don't want to work out in the gym. They don't want to go to the gym. Or they'll say, oh, it don't matter. Or they'll say, you know, I don't look good or anything. I'm not handsome or something like that. And I've already done videos on that, right? Women ain't tripping over it as much. They paying attention to it, but damn, fix your face up or something. And plus, if you work out, shoot, that'll have an impact on your face. And even then, they still looking at more. Women get turned on most by bodies. And I challenge anybody to say otherwise. Because if you do, I'll do a video and I'll put a whole bunch of links showing y'all exotic dancer videos, prank videos where the dudes are popping their bodies out, and where women even saying that's what they're going for, right? But see, these dudes be wanting like a hot woman, but they don't want to pick up a weight or something. They don't want to pick up a weight. They don't want to do any work. And even beyond that, a lot of these women still doing some work. Shoot, most of these women that's looking all hot and stuff, most of them, they don't roll out of bed that way. They be fixing up. A lot of them. In fact, I knew a young lady. When I first met her, she had to be about a good 6. She had potential, though. And she hit the gym. She did stuff to clear up her face, learned how to apply makeup. She raised herself at least to an 8. These women be doing some work, but then some dudes be wanting them. The dudes don't want to do anything. They feel like no matter what they don't have going on for them, what shape their bodies in, how aesthetic their body looks, they should get these hot women. And then when they don't, they're complaining. Oh, they just want the Chads and the Slayers. That's what the incels be saying. Man, I want to break into that too. I want to break into that.
All right, just real quick. It seems like he's about to transition. And I'm probably going to cut up components of his video just because I feel like you get his point, and he just gives a lot of supporting data and facts. How do you guys feel about it so far? It seems like it's about entitlement, like male entitlement. So how do you guys feel about it?
So far, there's a couple points that I disagreed with. There was one where he was saying like women really like the guy's body. While that's important, that's not the key thing that brings. Like if she's into you, then you want to make sure that you have the body piece to
it's a supporting part.
To amplify that, or but there's the piece of it that, and I've also saw this, I believe it was on an AMS video, is that as a man you have to believe that you have to be confident enough. If you're a 6, you have to be confident enough that, hey, yeah, I may be a 6 now, but you see me tomorrow, I'm gonna be a 7, and the day after that I'm gonna be an 8, and the day after, like you have to believe that you're going to be a 10, like you're going to get there. And so if that means that you're a 6 right now, then you say, hey, in a year I'm going to be an 8. You're going to miss out on me. Like you have to be thinking like that. Yeah. And then so that way you think of it like you're so confident when you approach that 8, that 9, that 10. You may get rejected over and over and over and over, but you're not thinking that it's your loss, but you're thinking it's their loss. It's like, hey, because you know that you're a good thing. So that confidence is very, very important. So if a man starts to tell himself like, oh, she's out of my league, like, hey, I tell us when I see a beautiful girl on Instagram, I'm like, my buddies will send me a post. I'm like, damn, she's hot. Like, oh my gosh, she's perfect. I'm like, oh, she's perfect. Does she take shits? Does she wipe her own ass? Like, I'm like thinking like, okay,
she's human, right?
So because there's things where it's like, okay, well, is she like? Because I can get myself to the point where I can be up in that status, and then so you shouldn't just discount yourself if you're a guy who's a 4 who just doesn't have good looks or anything like that. Like, you can set your goal to be there and say, hey, that's the kind of person. And if you're a 4 and the woman you're associated with is a 4. And you guys are on the same thing, you say, okay, and you're looking at 8s, and she's like, well, I don't know why you're looking at these 8s, you're not even, say, okay, well, I need to get to the point where I'm an 8, so that's why I can justify going after those.
So do you think dudes psych themselves out because, they look at, like they look at like the Instagram posts, they look at I was in Miami recently, and who walked by me, I'm not going to say a name, was one of these Instagram model chicks. And when I saw her, I recognized her on Instagram. Holy shit! I mean, ridiculous. When you see her in person, I was like, oh, you're really normal. You're really normal. Like, and she had like a little, like her back was like a little bit arched forward. It was weird, right? Like it was weird. And I say all that to say, like, all that time, if I was a dude that would compare like what I bring to the table versus the imagery that was, on social media, like I would feel like I am incapable, right? Like I can't get to that level. So to kind of piggyback off that point, it's like that confidence. I feel like that is one of the most key. But you got to put in the work. And I feel like his work, he's just talking about working out. And I would suspect later parts of this video, he's going to talk about other ways that men can put in work. But I think that there's a confidence work, right? Like there's like a not settling for entitlement work, right? You have to put in work on your purpose, on your business, on your why, your meaning in life. You also got to make sure your body is intact. I think women are way less visually stimulated. Like I get the body thing, but there's just like, listen, if they're looking at you to get, help provide offspring, you don't need to be out here looking like, you know, goddamn Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Like, but you can't be what she might think as unfit. You know what I'm saying? So, but
because that's that thing where if you're confident, you know, in yourself and in your body, and let's say you put up that confident persona, you have that confident facade, and then she says, okay, hey, we're going out to the pool, and she has the Instagram body, and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta take off my shirt. Your confidence is just shot like that. But if you know that you went to the gym, you know, if you went to the gym the past 90 days, you're like, oh, I'm taking my shirt off. Yeah, this is my time to shine. So the confidence is there, but you have to be putting in the work to go along with that. But if you just come out and you just have the mouthpiece and you're confident, and then she says, hey, let's go to the pool, or hey, take off your shirt, you know, whatever, and you're just like, and you hesitate at all, then she's like, it's that little shit test that would have just happened.
And you know, another point, I don't know if he's going to bring it up later, but what ultimately comes down to, and I'm sure we've made this point in past videos, but it's the communication of status and dominance. So, you know, that, because I don't agree with his point about just the bodies, because I think it's more to that women like they're attracted to that status and dominance that men communicate. So money, you know, sometimes looks, you know, materialistic possessions, being able to dominate over other men and have that influence and power. So that's an important point to keep in mind there.
Yeah, it's very important. Listen, last point, and we'll get back into it. I got a buddy, and I mentioned him on the channel before. He lost probably like 80 to 100 pounds. He was really obese, and now he's just fat. But he's gone from obese to, and his confidence is crazy. Like, he'll take his shirt off anywhere. And I mean, he's still got, like, he's not like in shape. And he's got a bad one on his hip. He does. And it's just like, you know, that confidence, that dominance that he shows through his personality, like it just brims off of his skin. And because of that, he's got a winner sitting next to him, right? So I think it's very key. All right, so let's get back in here real quick and then come back.
Because these guys be feeling like, oh, woe is me, I wasn't blessed with the good genetics and everything. In fact, I had one dude, right? And I've said this in a video before. I'll talk about myself right now. And this one dude said, you've been getting women all your life. No, I hadn't. You know how many times I probably strained some ligaments or something or whatever to keep the body shape I'm in, because that's the main reason why women find me interesting. That's the main reason. They be like, in fact, some women, I remember there was a period, a group of women called me the body. You know how much work I had to do, how many blocks I had to run, how many miles I had to put in, how many times I had to watch what I was eating. And that was when I was younger. Shoot, even now when I'm getting attention, y'all don't know how much time I'm in the gym at least 5 hours a week, at least. And I still got to watch what I'm eating, and I'm still bigger than I was when I was younger. So imagine if I wasn't working out at all. Nah, everything comes with work. Now, talking about those models, like, you know, you got these incel types that be like, yo, you got to look like a male model, or you got to look like a Chad. And I don't know, maybe you're not digging in. The ones who say this, they not digging in. I'm going to tell you something about models, right? Male models. I've met several in my life. In fact, I used to work for a modeling company. I worked for a modeling company. I got scouted, and they said, hey, you look like you could be on the business side. And shoot, I might talk to a friend about walking in a fashion show that she might have coming up. So I know that side. Dude, do y'all know how much a model got to work out? These dudes talking about, oh, he's a male model, or they be talking about these superstars. You know how much they in the gym? I don't care. You point to anyone. I don't care if you point to any one of them. I don't care if they buffed or got some muscles on them or they more slim. They working out. They in the gym. You know, it's not only in the gym because they got to do the total workout. They got to shoot. They got to stay in shape. They got to be able to hustle. And they can't eat. They can't go to the all-you-can-eat buffet. Man, they got to be so disciplined by how many calories they putting in. It's crazy. People think they just like born looking good or something. They just go up there and somebody do it. And part of the problem is none of those people who say, "Oh, you gotta look like a male model," haven't actually worked in that industry or been close to that industry to see what's up. And quiet as it's kept, some of those dudes probably have some eating disorders too. They certainly do with the women on the women's side. Shoot, that's that plays. That's not easy. Now those are the models. Now you get some of these dudes. They talk about the Chads or. If they're black, the Tyrones, man, please. I mean, it cracks me up. They'll use the example of some muscular dude. I'm like, well, how do you think that shit happened? Obviously, they in the gym, right? They ain't natural. Trust me. Trust me. I've been working out since 1988. And ain't nobody, I've never met anybody that had just some natural, they come up just cutting everything. Trust me, they putting in hours in the gym, right? They putting in hours. They doing the work. So if they getting the women, that should be like, oh, maybe I should get a gym membership. Maybe a personal trainer. Let me learn how to get cut up. And trust me, an experienced personal trainer, they take anybody and shape you up. But see, a lot of dudes just want to sit back and cry and all this. Oh, woe is me. I don't got it. But you don't want to do the work. And then you want to say all these other guys get it. In fact, I challenge anybody. You point out to me.
Listen, real quick. He's speaking nothing but facts. I mean, I appreciate the way that he's attacking this. I mean, he's making men accountable, right? Like, you know, and I hate when I see this over the internet too. Is you get subset of people that just want to complain about their situation. They just want to but why? It's me. It's or they're privileged, or they have it better because of X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and it's just like, but do you understand the grind? Do you understand the work, right? The time that you dedicate towards improving and making yourself better. I mean, that's really what he's saying. He's staying on working out for the pretty much the entirety of this video, but I hear what he's saying, but to me, it goes way outside of working out, right? Like, I think working out is just a support structure in like the pillars of what kind of create and make a man. Like, you have to, tend to your body. You have to build. You can't let your body atrophy. You know what I'm saying? And I think like it builds mental toughness as well. Like it builds mental fortitude. I got injured last year, and not being able to work out has been one of the toughest things I've had to go through. And I'm getting a lot better now, and I still ebb and flow due to my back injury. But like, but I feel like there's a component of like, you just have to make it a component of like your lifestyle, right? Like 45 minutes a day. Just think of like what you can be doing. And oftentimes the people that complain about it are the ones who would rather watch Netflix than actually do it, right? So it's like, it just goes back to putting in the work. Like, there's something strong about making yourself do something that you may not want to do. You know what I mean? I don't even know if we need to watch any more of this video. It seems like he's going to stay on working out.
We got most of it,
Yeah, I don't know. You guys have thoughts?
Yeah, and I think to piggyback off that, like, there's something about like working out, and even when I was in the Army, there's something about that discipline that spreads to other disciplines. Like even if you're in school or just working on yourself mentally, it's just, or your career professionally in finances, it's just that's a good ground framework to apply that discipline elsewhere. So it is important there.
Word.
I mean, I really do think, I would agree that he's sticking very heavily on working out. I hope that's not the only point that I hope he touches on the other things, because it's more of like when a woman's looking at a man, she's not looking at, okay, does he have a good body? Because I know plenty of guys who have amazing, just work out in the gym, work out all the time, just still can't, don't talk to women, but there's like a checklist of things. So that's one of the things that are on the checklist of things. I mean, not only you have to be physically fit, you have to be socially adept, you have to be socially on point, you have to be economically on point, you have to be mentally on point, emotionally on point. So there's those things that are all equally, you know, that somebody as a man you'd have to work on to be able to meet all those things in the checklist. And if you're not, then your confidence is going to fall. So it's important that if you have all those things in line, your confidence is just going to be, you know, just coming out of you every single day. So, and that's why when somebody says, hey, I want somebody who's confident, essentially you want those things. You want somebody socially, economically, mentally, physically, and emotionally who's on point. And that makes somebody just, so I hope he gets to those other points. I don't know, but it's not just fitness, because if that were the case, then when I was 18 years old and 19 years old playing college basketball, I would have just gone to the club and everybody just came up to me. But now it's, you see guys who are 30, 40 years old who are buying bottles and have roll up in a nice car, and they're like, well, that guy's not a bodybuilder.
Right.
How does he have 8 women on his arm right now? That doesn't make any sense. You know, so there's more to it than that.
Yeah. And I think like he's coming at it from the perspective of like the common man, right? Like, because if you're walking around with a couple of million in the bank, I don't think any of this is needed. like it's not needed at all.
Yeah, if you have a yacht, you have your own, you know, it's like,
nah, you could be on your yacht with your shirt off, your belly hair going up and down your belly button. It won't matter.
He said he's been working out since '88, then that means he would be just a 10 right now. You know, if you've been working out for 30 years, you'd think you'd have it like everybody would be all over you because you're just, you know, so ripped and so jacked. So, so yeah, there's much more to it than that.
Much more to it. Well, listen, I feel like that's been, you know, you guys still want to go through and see what else he has to say. Like, I respect his content.
Yeah, I mean,
we got the gist again, once again.
I think we got the gist. We can end the video right here. Yeah. This has been your video reaction. Rom Wells, fantastic content, my G. Really appreciate the knowledge. Anything to say before we get out of here, gents?
No, it's been great.
No, it's been great. Listen, we got to do more. Okay?
Do more.
Questions, comments, concerns, you guys already know what to do. New Patreon page, patreon.com/MTandR. Feel free to go up there, link down in the description. Keep on with your video requests as well, okay? Until next time, YouTube.